Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to discuss here. Standard is 12, subject is physics, chapter number 4. I am going to be start. This is a new chapter. Electrical capacitance, that is the name of this chapter. And topics to be covered in this video: introduction of electrical capacitance. This is the first. Second is conductor and insulator, basic introduction. Free and bound charges. And the fourth is dielectric substances and its types. We are going to discuss here. And the last topic we are going to discuss polarization. So first I am going to be start here the introduction of electrical capacitance. Electrical capacitance. So first of all, let's try to understand what do you mean by electrical capacitance, or you can say that capacitor. So it is a device which is used to store the energy So we can say that एक ऐसा डिवाइस जिसका यूज किसके लिए होता है, एनर्जी को स्टोर करने के लिए होता है. सो दैट पर्टिकुलर डिवाइस इज कॉल्ड व्हाट, कैपेसिटर और इलेक्ट्रिकल कैपेसिटेंस. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट basic introduction. We are going to be studying about a device which is used to store the energy. And what type of energy it is going to be used? Electrical energy it is going to be used. Next, it is the another form of electrical energy because it is obtained by discharging the capacitor. Discharging the capacitor. So what do you mean by that? First statement I told that कि एक ऐसा डिवाइस जिसका यूज किसके लिए होता है, टू स्टोर द इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी. You store the electrical energy in the capacitor. And then second statement, it is another form of electrical energy. Another form of electrical energy. That means if you are using the electrical energy, so directly we are on the switch. But now here just thing is different. First you have to be store the energy after switching on. When the electrical energy is stored, and this electrical energy you will use what in bulk form or in large amount. So it is used when you will discharge the capacitor. Discharge the capacitor. That means if you want to obtain this energy, that is another form of electrical energy, you will only obtain by discharging the capacitor. Okay, by discharging the capacitor. So till that you understand, you have to be discharge the capacitor. Now you want examples, sir. How can you say that this? Just explain some examples. So some example is also available here, and these are the example in this flash produced by camera. The most extensively used example, flash produced by the camera. Many times you have seen in front of a camera you stand for the clicking the photos. So flash is produced. How the flash is produced? First we have to be charge the battery. Charge the battery, and after charging the battery, when you want to produce flash, attach it and discharge the capacitor. Discharge the capacitor means when you will discharge the capacitor, so camera flash is going to be produced. Camera flash is going to be produced. So this is a very simple introduction about the electrical capacitance. And this type of devices look like this. Cylindrical shape. And two nodes is open net. One is positive, another is negative. And according to H.C. Verma, the most famous textbook, the definition is standard definition. The combination of positive and negative conductor, positive and negative conductor is called capacitor. Is called capacitor or electrical capacitance. So this is the definition that is written in the textbook H.C. Verma. So I am bringing all the material from different textbook. When we will complete the chapter, we will discuss about the different numericals and questions also. So hopefully you understood the introduction of electrical capacitance. Now we are talking about the basic terminology that is included in the syllabus, that is conductor and insulator. So let's try to understand what do you mean by conductor and what do you mean by insulator. So I think you studied these things in the 10th standard, but it is included in the syllabus. That's why I am going to be explaining again here with basic examples. Okay, so our main syllabus is going to be start from free and bound charges. Now let's talk about conductor and insulator. So first of all, what do you mean by conductor? So the basic definition is a material in which electricity can easily pass from one place to another place, is called conductor. So the basic definition you understood that a type of material, ऐसा मटेरियल जिसमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एक प्लेस से कहाँ चली जाती है दूसरे प्लेस पे और इजीली फ्लो हो सकती है किसी भी कंडक्टर में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? कंडक्टर. अगर किसी मटेरियल में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इजीली फ्लो हो सकती है तो उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? कंडक्टर. सो in English we can say that a material in which electricity can easily pass from one place to another place, it is called conductor. So examples are aluminium, copper, mercury, okay, iron, etc. Many examples are here. So now we are talking about the second part of this is insulator. Insulator, just opposite of that, we can say that a material in which electricity cannot pass from one place to another place. This is called insulator. By means, in short, you can say that a type of object or type of material, if electricity is not able to pass or cannot pass, it is called insulator. ऐसा मटेरियल जिसमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इजीली पास नहीं हो सकती उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? इंसुलेटर. So what are the examples are here? So example you can say that physics purpose, ebonite rod, plastic, rubber and dry wood. So these are the examples of what? Insulators. So hopefully you understood the basic concept of conductor and insulator. Conductor means electricity can easily pass, okay, and insulator means electricity cannot pass. Okay, so basic examples you have to keep in the brain. So now we are proceeding next topic. The name of the next topic is free and bound charges. Free and bound charges. Free means that is not what captured by anything, it is free to just flow, and bound means it is some particular force is acted towards so that. So let's start with first bound charges. So what do you mean by bound charge? Very simple definition I am going to use. Those charges they are present in the internal shell of an atom or molecule is called bound charge. Is called bound charge. So very simple definition. So those charges they are present in the internal shell of an atom or molecule is called bound charge. So why we are calling bound charge? But first of all, this is the definition on the behalf of the position. Now we are talking about why it is. Because they are present near to the nucleus. They are present near to the nucleus. So nucleus is providing or produced strong attractive force. That's why it is called bound charge. This is the definition on the behalf of the position of the charge, and this is the definition on the behalf of the concept. Concept means if nucleus is going to be provided, this is nucleus, this is K shell, L shell, S, P, D, F, whatever you just going to be used here. It totally depend on you. In physics, we are going to be not talk in a detailed manner. In chemistry, also you will study this topic again. So here, see that this is electron. So nucleus force, if I am to compare, on which cell nuclear force is stronger? So obviously on K shell, nuclear force is stronger, and on L shell, the nuclear force is weak as compared to K shell. So the attractive force produced by the nucleus over this particular charge is, this is called bound charge. Means nuclear force is bound to the electron. So hopefully you understood bound charge. Now we are talking about the free charge. What do you mean by free charge? Let's try to understand here. Free charge means those charges they are present in the outermost shell of an atom, or you can say that molecule, is called free charges is called free charges. This is again definition on the behalf of the position. Now let's talk about the reason. Because here nucleus is far from the outermost shell and weak attractive force produced by nucleus. Okay, so that's why we call it is free charges. So hopefully you understood bound charges and free charges. See, most important things keep in the brain. Electron will not come out from the metal surface. Okay, free means it is having the weak nuclear force or weak attractive nuclear force. Bound means it consisting strong attractive nuclear force. So hopefully you understood this. So now we are talking about the important things. So note some of the things. So hopefully you understood two things, bound charge and free charge. So another thing we are going to be talk here. Note here, you can just mention here. First, in solid. Second, electrolyte solution. And third, insulator. That is important points, and you have to be just mention here. Solid. In solid, bound and positive charges are not participating in conduction of current. Conduction of current. Again I am telling you, in conduction of current, bound and positive charges are not participated in solids. In solid only, okay. In electrolyte solution, if we are going to be talking about, so positive and negative ions participate in conduction of current. Conduction of current. So in solid, bound and positive charge not participate in the conduction of current means free electrons will participate in the conduction of current in solid. But in electrolyte solution, or you can say that liquid, anode, cathode, do you remember that? Whatever you studied in the chemistry in 11th standard also, electrolytic reaction. So positive, negative ions will be participate in the conduction of current. Insulators, strong nuclear force is also produced on outermost shell. On outermost shell. So electricity cannot pass. Many times students have a confusion why in insulator electricity is not passed. So teachers are replying free electrons, free electrons. What do you mean by free electrons are not available? Electrons are available in the metal. Okay, but these are bounded. These are bounded. From what type of force? Strong attractive nuclear force. In insulator, strong attractive force applicable on internal shell and also outer shell. Those electrons present in outer shell or internal shell, strong attractive nuclear force is produced. That's why in insulator electricity cannot pass. So hopefully you understood this bound and free charges. Now we are talking about the next topic. The next topic is dielectric substance and its type. So, dielectric substance. So, what do you mean by dielectric substance? So, basic understanding we have to be clear in the brain. Dielectric means there is a two charge, one is positive, another is negative. Okay, that's why we call dielectric. A type of material or we can say that substance that do not conduct electricity, but it can show the electric effect in the presence of external electric field, is called dielectric substance. So there is a very easy definition about the dielectric substance. ऐसा मटेरियल और ऐसा सब्सटेंस जिसके अंदर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट होना पॉसिबल नहीं है, बट ये इलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट शो करेगा किसके प्रेजेंस में? एक्सटर्नल इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के प्रेजेंस में. इसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? डाइलेक्ट्रिक सब्सटेंस. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज अराइजेस सर, ये डेफिनेशन तो सर टॉपिक. सिंपल एग्जांपल, if you are rubbing the scale on the hair, so what actually happen? When you will remove the scale after rubbing on the hair, some piece of paper is attracted towards to this scale. What does it mean? The mean is that you rub the scale, you created external electric field. You created external electric field, and due to this it will show the electric effect means the scale is going to be attract the piece of paper. So that is called dielectric substance. Example is piece of paper and wax. Okay, so these are the example of dielectric substance. What is the reason? What is the cause? Because this substance is not conduct electricity. Free electrons are not effective. Electron present in a paper, electron present in the wax, it is not effective. Effective means they are not active to create what? To do the reaction, to participate in the reaction. Okay, to conduct the electricity. So the causes is in this particular substance. So here we are discussing about its types. So types of dielectric substances. Types of dielectric substance. First is polar, another one is non-polar. Okay, so the comparison with polar and non-polar directly we can just understand in a very easy manner or clear manner. Polar, a type of substance in which positive charge center does not coincide with center of negative charge. So a type of substance in which positive charge center does not coincide with the center of negative charge, this is called polar. Just opposite of that is a type of substance in which center of positive and negative charge coincide. Okay, so here does not coincide with center of negative charge, and we can say that and are separated. We are going to talk about the example. Example is a paper and wax. That is a basic example. I have taken the dielectric substance. Internal example we have to be take here. That is H2O, water, and hydrochloric acid, HCl. So just see the diagram here, in which you can able to understand very clear manner. So first of all, we are talking about this is H plus and this is Cl minus. So why I have to make this big picture? Because this big picture is a chlorine. It consisting more mass as compared to hydrogen, and already it has accepted the electron which is donated by the hydrogen, and both are consisting some particular distance. That's why I told are separated, does not coincide with the center of the positive charge and negative charge. So when I told you positive and negative charge are coincided or separated, coincided means non-polar, not coincided means polar. So if negative and positive charge consisting some particular distance, negative charge and positive charge consisting some particular distance, it is called electric dipole moment. It is called electric dipole moment. Chapter number 1 we already studied about that. So now we are talking about the characteristics. In characteristics, number 1 is it has permanent electric dipole moment. Number second property, in the absence of external electric field, in the absence of external electric field, it consisting thermal energy. And also you can draw the diagram of S2 like Mickey Mouse. That is H plus, that is also H plus, and that is O2 minus. Direction is from O2 hydrogen. Here direction is from from chlorine to hydrogen. Why it is? Because always negative charge is travel towards to the positive charge. Now the last is, here we are talking about note important features. So first features, in this first features we are talking about the polar. In this, when the external electric field is absent, then molecules consisting thermal energy and they combine and electric dipole is equal to 0. Okay. What actually happened? Molecules combined. Molecules combined means they are just arranging irregular manner. Arranging irregular manner. So I can see that here. Irregular manner. Second is when the external electric field is present. External electric field is present. Direction of molecules in the direction of external electric field. So this is a very easy things. So hopefully you understood that. And the external electric field is present direction of the molecules in the direction of external electric field. So now we are talking about the next one is non-polar. So in non-polar we are going to be talking about the example is N2, CO2, H2. So these are the examples. Non-polar are a type of substance in which center of positive and negative charge coincide. So for H2 we are going to be draw like this. This is H plus, this is H plus. And CO2, oxygen. This is the carbon, this is oxygen, this is oxygen. Now many students asking the questions why they are just consisting common portion, why they are not consisting common portion. Both are positive and both are positive. They will apply the repulsive force, and these are the negative and these are the negative. So they will apply some particular attractive force. Okay, so that's why we are going to be show the common area, and here we are not going to be show the common area. Now we are talking about here the node. In the absence of external electric field, it consisting zero electric dipole moment. It consisting zero electric dipole moment. This is the first important note. If external electric field is absent, it consisting zero electric dipole moment. By means condition is like that: positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and this type of arrangement. By means positive charge combined with negative, and it becomes neutral. So zero effect. Now second case we are talking about when the external electric field is present. Positive charge in the direction of electric field and negative charge in opposite direction of electric field. So diagram I am going to be represent here. First diagram for first concept and second diagram for second concept. Positive charge, negative charge, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So this is direction of electric field. So positive charge in the direction of electric field and negative charge away from electric field, and here electric field is 0 in first case. So hope so you understood that polar and non-polar. So you understood polar and non-polar. Now we are talking about the last one topic, and that topic is polarization. In this polarization, very simple definition we are going to be discussing here, and after that today's lecture is complete. In next video I am going to be define the capacitor and capacitance difference, and also mathematical expression and some numerical also. So let's talk about the polarization of dielectric substance. So dielectric substance polarization, what do you mean by this? Very simple definition I am going to be considered here. If you will have any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. The induction of electric dipole in the presence of external electric field, in the presence of external electric field in dielectric substance is called polarization of dielectric substance. So very simple definition. I told you previously polar and non-polar. If external electric field is present, so obviously electric dipole is going to be induced. Okay, induction of electric dipole is induced due to the presence of external electric field in which dielectric substance is called polarization, and mathematically polarization is directly proportional to electric field. Because external electric field is present, polarization of dielectric substance is possible because it induces the electric dipole. When we will remove that, this is chi E, and here E is polarization and chi E is, that is important, electric susceptibility. Electric susceptibility, okay, and E is electric field. So hopefully you understood all the topics whatever we discussed in the today's class. Introduction is over. Conductor, insulator, free and bound charges, dielectric substance, its types, and also polarization. So thank you so much. Have a good day.